Wondering what crypto miner hosting is and why you need it? If you're tired of dealing with high heat, constant noise, and skyrocketing electric bills from running your crypto miners at home, we've got the solution. Welcome to Terra Hosting. We make crypto mining hassle-free. Our top-tier facilities ensure your operations run smoothly with an impressive average 99% uptime. Need help? Our 24/7 support team and repair services are always ready to assist you. Got a broken machine? We offer RMA assistance to get you back on track as fast as possible. While you wait for your unit, Terra Hosting will loan you a similar model so that you don't lose hash rate, keeping your profits coming in. Looking to expand your farm? Our clients get significant discounts on mining hardware. Make the smart move to Terra Hosting. Visit terrahosting.io today and experience stress-free crypto mining.
What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday. We're almost to Friday, right? We're almost there. How you guys doing today? See if we can figure this out, shall we? All right, here we go. How we doing today? What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming to hang out with me on your Tuesday. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see how this goes. What is going on in chat? Say hello to some of you guys before we jump in. So we're gonna recap on what steps we went through last time, because my goal is to discuss what we did so that I don't want to say you don't do it because we kind of followed the steps, but we'll go through that. Let me turn down the music a little bit. It's a little bumping for me. Then we're going to go ahead and see if we can figure this out. So we'll be live here for about an hour, hanging out with you guys from 12 to 1 during our lunch break. Should be a lot of fun. A quick PSA, there's no live stream on Friday because I'll be traveling. But next week we have several live streams and lots of more giveaways we got coming down the pipeline. Some ice rivers as well during the live stream, so it should be a lot of fun. Quick mic check in chat with his music. Tell me, music too loud, too soft? My voice too loud, too soft? Please let me know. What is going on? The one who was, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Greg Smith, how are you? Michael Carrath, Joey Gambit. Let me know, guys, let me know. Rabid Raptor Mining, how are you? Sea Otter Mining, what was that giveaway you won? You won something, Sea Otter Mining. I can't remember what you won, but I do remember shipping it to you because it was like a whole nother country. Thank you very much there, Toon T, for subscribing. We appreciate that. All right, so we're going to give it another 2 minutes or so, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into recap on last week. Here is our setup for today. Hanging out. We'll chat more about this here in a minute. What is up? Sadia Baba, welcome, welcome. Do you think about the new Alethea miner A01, which is around 800? Are you talking about the AL0, I think is what you're referring to. What's up, Miner Hut LLC? Welcome. The AL0, I think, is a good buy if you're getting in on first batch, but we really don't know where the network hash rate is going to go. All we know is it's going up. You know what I mean? That's all we know. That's all we know right now. All right, so let's not waste too much time. Let's turn this down a little bit. Good day, what's up, Automatic Beats? Okay, so what we're gonna do first is we're going to look at last week, okay? So let me adjust that, there we go. Let me get chat back up, make sure we are on live chat. So, last week, I want to walk through this. It was an hour stream last week. We're going to walk through the steps we took. So we loaded up the web page for the miner, 192.168.86.17. We then let it get up and mining, and it had run for 2 hours. You can see here on the screen about 2 hours. You guys might not be able to see it, but 2 hours and 12 minutes. We then loaded the monitor and we recorded some of our temps. What I was most interested in was chip temps. The average was 72 Celsius. So that's where we started. Okay. So now let's jump on a little bit more here in the video. So we're fully set up. We're mining the 2 miners. We've been up and running for 2.5 hours. So let's jump ahead here. Okay, I was showing it poolside. It was at 219 gigahash. So, all right, or 419 gigahash. So it was like, awesome. Stock, it's doing well. So let's move on here. Okay, so we loaded up the README file that came from T-Swift. This was the T-Swift firmware. This was not the PBE Farmer, which I don't think is out yet, or any other third parties. So jumping on from there, we're only about 19 minutes into the live stream. Okay, now, as I talked about, I did not do any heatsink changes. I did not replace the MOSFETs, and I did not do anything with the thermal paste. However, we removed the plates, so the front and the back are open for airflow, and I put an 800 CFM fan in front of this unit. We just wanted to see how far we could push it with just air cooling. That's all we did. We also purchased the 330 watt power supply as well. Freaking the Ferrari of power supplies here, like crazy. The cords are like all braided and everything, and that's all we did. So we didn't do any of the precursor. Our goal was just, can we pipe a ton of air through this thing to see how we would do? So that is the first part. Okay, and you might go, well, you should have done that, that's why it bricked. We didn't even get to the overclocking part, guys, so hold the phone. So then moving on, you can see this was our setup for last week. Okay, we were just going over it, exactly what we had here. All right, we took another screenshot here. Chip temp 74, which was good. Okay, so then what we do here is we follow step 2 in our instructions that tell us that we need to go ahead. Let me jump to here. There we go. Step 2 in the process was we need to upload the initialize firmware. So within the folder for the firmware, there is an init_update file. And in the README file, let's take a look. In the README file, it clearly states, when we get into this, in our steps here, that you need to run the init file first. You know, you initialize it first. Okay? So, following the instructions, we went ahead and did that. Now, one thing I want to make note of is right here, okay? Right here, you see the monitor is open. Now, when you get to, let's see here, moving forward a little bit more. Okay, the monitor is, let's see, jumping forward. I'm actually looking at the taskbar at the bottom. Let's see. The monitor is closed. So the monitor is no longer open on the computer. So I want to make sure that we point that out because there was some speculation that you had the monitor open. We did not have the monitor open, nor is command prompt open pinging the actual miner at this point in time. So right here on the screen, we are uploading the initialize file, okay? And we are currently at the 86.117 IP address, okay? So the initialize firmware is being applied, okay? And let's go back here. I wanted to wait. I'm gonna play this. Maybe I'll play this for a minute so that we can see it. I'm waiting. I can't. Let's see here. I want to show you guys that it says the firmware was applied. So let's give it a minute here as this guy yabbers on about it here. So here we go. I come in here and we're going to select the initialize file from the firmware. And there it is selected. LTC will prevail. Yes, the T-Swift monitor was not up and running. That was something I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. The command prompt was not up either. So we applied the initialize file. So let's give this some time. and wait till it pops up and it says that the update was completed. I want to show you guys that that was done. Because, and this, the reason I'm running through this is because of the fact that many people said I did it wrong and that's why it bricked. So I'm walking through these steps because if I did do it wrong, I'd love to know how. Okay, right here. Stop. 23 minutes and 56 seconds. Operation succeeded. Okay. Monitor's not open. Okay. Now it's asking me to reboot. I'm rebooting it right now. Okay. I hit OK. Operation succeeded. And now we wait. Okay. So the firmware, the initialized firmware has been applied. The unit has prompted me to reboot. Okay. So this is where things go squirrely and sideways. Because what happens is, as we jump ahead, I'm just kind of clicking through the timeline here. We're now at 26 minutes, so over a minute, and the IP address is not reachable. The original IP address is 86.117. I did not have a static IP or a reservation in place on my firewall. So now I start to look at on my phone, I use Google Mesh. I check to see, like, did the IP address change or anything? And it's not coming up anywhere. So continuing to ping, we're now, what, 3 minutes in? The unit has not come up, okay? So at this point in time, I get a message from T-Swift on Discord that tells me to hold down the reset button on the front of the unit. So I have that, okay? So let's see here. Yeah, so now we are told to try to factory reset it, and we go through the process of trying to factory reset it, and it never recovers. Now, something that we investigate later on is what we find later on in the live stream is that we tried to use the Ice River monitoring tool. Like, here's the IP scanner tool that Ice River has, and it's unable to find it. Okay? It does not find it because our thought was like, can we use this tool to reapply firmware to it? It doesn't find it. Okay? Now we do end up finding it on the router, says it's .68 is where we end up finding it. So it changed IP addresses. Don't know why. And so moving on from there, we did try as well the monitor tool, and the monitor tool does not find it either. So that's where this ended up. We went through quite a bit. We tried all different resets. Here's the monitor tool. It cannot hit it, but see in the background here, you can, I'm pinging. I did find the IP address, and we validated that that IP address was accurate because we'd unplugged the Ice River. You couldn't ping it. You'd plug it back in. You could ping it. Yes, T-Swift did tell me to hit the reset button. I won't bring up the DMs right now, but he had told me, you know, do the reset and see if that fixes it. So for everybody that shamed me in the comments, even though I said I was instructed to do this, this is what happened. So this is kind of where we left off last week. So let's go ahead and do this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug this in. So Ethernet's plugged in, and we have our power here running to our 330 watt power supply. We're going to plug this in now, get it plugged in, and we do have both lights up on the unit currently right now. Is kind of what our game plan is. So first we're just going to see what happens here. So I'm going to try out both the IP addresses that I previously used, the 117 and then the 68. And then we're also going to I'm going to look to see if I get a notification on my phone that tells me that the IP address has changed. So I am waiting on that to see, like, if I get an alert. So waiting for that to happen. So right now, let's do this. Last week, let's pop this up here. Last week, the last IP address that was good was 192.168.86.117 before we applied anything. 192.168.86.117. Okay, so now that is pingable today. I've done nothing. It's literally sat since our last live stream. So that is good news, right? So it has sat for what, 7 days? We did this last Tuesday. We have done nothing since then. I literally unplugged it and left it on my workbench. Kevin, all good, man. All good. See, you followed the same thing. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we're not getting any IP address. We're not getting any response here to 192.168.86.117. So even though it's coming up here, nothing is responding. So we'll have to see. Now, my other thought is let's go to the IP address that we found that it swapped to. I do have a power meter on it. Good question. Let me go over here. Power meter is right here. It's using 2.3 watts right now. So it's not using anything. So now what I'm going to do, yeah, we're going to test that out. 192.168.86.68. Okay, so that's not pingable here. Hey, Dan Ruggs, was a blast, man. Okay, so let's see if this unit actually is 117 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the unit. We're going to unplug it. Okay, so it's no longer 117. Another device is using that IP address. So we're going to plug it back in because you see it's still pingable. So we're plugging it back in. So we tried both IP addresses here. The new one is not pinging. The old one is not pinging. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look on my phone. Okay. I'm going to look in here to see if we can find on Google Home if there's a new IP address. Yeah, we're going to take a look. I'm taking a look right now on my phone here. I'm going to look at all the devices on the network. So let's go ahead here. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's do this actually here. Let's do this. Better yet, guys. Better yet. Okay, we have that's the Ice River monitor. Let's go to the Ice River tool, and this will scan our network. Okay, so let's go here. 86, we're just going to do the whole network. We're going to start at 1 and go to 254. Okay, save, and we're going to start the scan. So let's see what we get here. And in the meantime, I'm going to look on my phone while this scans to see if anything stands out. I see my KS0 and my KS0 Pro. I see those online here. We're going to look through to see if anything pops up. Scan is still going. Here, let's do only show connected. We'll check that off. I might have to restart the scan. We'll see. Okay, there's an unnamed device. Let's see what this one is at. Waiting for it to come up. That is at 42. Okay, so while we wait here, we're just going to check 42 while this scans to see if there's anything worthwhile. Nope, that's my Canon Avalon. Let's name that while we're in here. Canon Avalon Nano 3, so we don't have to worry about that in the future. Save. All right, let's move on to the next device. See what else we got in here. Oh, don't you be jumping all over the place. Yep. There's also that way that you can like press the button on it too. Yep. I'm just looking through. I want to see if there's anything that is not named in here to see what that is. In the meantime, let's load up our tool. It's still scanning. 108 is another one. Let's see what that is. Doesn't look like anything is on there as of now. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else in here that stands out while that scan goes. 249. Let's check 249. I feel like that's something else. Oh, that's an access point. I'm going to label that. Ingenious. Okay. I don't have any different VLANs. Okay, we're almost done with our scan. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. I haven't tried Angry IP Scanner yet. 104. We're just taking a look here while we're waiting for this to finish. Showed up as Mitsubishi? Really? That's crazy. Okay. Just taking a look at other unnamed devices here. Okay, a 38. Nothing there. Take a look here. How's our scan looking? Scan just finished. Okay. So look at that. It's cleaning that all up. Cool. All right. So it found only 2 devices. And both of these. So we have a 29 and a 206. I'm almost positive that these are 29 is, I'm going to show you. 29 is our, this is our KS0 original. And then 206. I'm pretty positive this is our Pro. Yep, this is our Pro. Okay, so the Ice River tool did not find it at all at this point in time. Now, let me get chat back up here. Okay. So, we did talk about the fact of you can hit the button on the front, correct? Is that what I remember? You could do like detect IP and you press the button on the front, right? I like the Google Mesh system better. I can view all my devices right on here. It's just if it's not labeled. Are Ethernet lights blinking? Sure, I'll show you here. 1 minute. I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. So we have link light and we have our green and red light there. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up the detect tool and remind me guys of the process. What do? When you boot it, you hold down the reset button. Is that how you get it to trigger? What's the process again to trigger within the detect IP? You guys recall? Excuse me. Now I am, while I wait for chat to catch up, someone had recommended using an SD card and putting the original firmware on the SD card, putting it in and booting to the original SD card because it'll force it to go to that firmware. So that is something we're going to try today as well. So while I wait for somebody who's done it before, I don't remember the process, to have it do the IP detect. There we go. Put my SD card in. Unplug and hold the reset button while plugged in. Okay. Not worth overclocking. Unplug it and hold the reset button while plugging it in. Okay. So we're unplugging it. Okay. Here, let me swap over. All right. Top down. Here we go. Okay. It's unplugged. Okay. We're going to hold down the reset button. Held, and we're going to plug it in. We have a green and red light on it. I'm looking over behind my back at the detect IP screen. I'm not seeing anything come up yet. Yeah, I can look up my MAC address too, actually. There it is. What did that say? 130. It came up. Look at this. Okay. So, good job, chat. Okay, 130 is the IP address that came up in here. So, it did find it this way, which is great. So, now let's go over to 130. My guess is, well, first let's see here. Can we ping it? Which we should be able to, ideally. Ping 192.168.86.130. Okay, it is pingable. Let's now go in here, 86.130. All right, so the web GUI does not appear, but it is pingable, which is good. Let's change this over to 130. Okay, now something else we can look at is, so we know the IP address. Okay. So now what we can look at is if we go back into the Ice River tool, it's already running. There we go. So the challenge is if we come in here and do IP address and just have it scan 130, start scan, it says scan entries failed. So the Ice River tool is unable to find anything. So that's kind of where we are. So we do know the new IP address is 130. So what I want to do is I put in a card here, an SD card. Hang on, we got shite everywhere. Okay. Let me bring this up here. Sorry, trying to move some stuff around. Okay. So, download. All right. Let's show this up on screen. Let me get the other one loaded. Come on. We love Windows 11. Okay. So what we're going to do is on screen right now. Okay. So here is the original Ice River firmware from their website. What we did, let me get chat back up. What we did is we're going over to Ice River's website down to KS0 Ultra. We've downloaded the firmware. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy it. And there is an SD card over here. Let's format the SD card. Quick format. Let's just change the name. SD card. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I'll see if I can. Now let's look on here. I'm gonna look on here for the IP address. I can search it. 130.168.86.86.130 IP. All right. Okay. Okay, that's done there. Okay. That's a good point. It could change again. Like, it could change again. So what we're going to do next is, let's see. So now what we're going to do is we're going to close this. We're going to open the SD card and we're going to paste the firmware right onto the SD card. Okay? It's on there. Okay, everyone sees where we are, which is good. Okay, so now we're going to disconnect the SD card. Okay, the SD card is removed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the top down. All right, this was recommended to me by someone, so I thought, why the hell, why not try it, right? So we're going to unplug it. All right, okay. I don't think Ice River is going to help you out with your, all right, we're good. We hit the spring there. So let me go over to the PC. We're going to see if the IP address, I just have that pinging right now. Unzip the file? You sure? Would you need to unzip the file? It's a BGZ file. Waiting for input here from chat. I saw somebody said unzip the file. What do you use for that? 7-zip? Let's look here. Yeah, you can't even use 7-zip to unzip that. It's not zipped. Yeah, you can't unzip a BGZ file, can you? Is that a zip file? Yeah. It's not a zip file. Yeah. I was just checking. I was super confused. We unzipped the original download. All right, so we're plugging it back in. We have the SD card in place. I've done nothing else. Nothing else. Yeah. Okay. So we plugged it back in. Let's go over to our screen here. And it is responding to the pings again, so that SD card may do nothing or may do something. I don't know. So let's just give it a minute. It is nice that it's the same IP. That also may mean okay. So we're just waiting to see here. So I'm just giving it a few minutes here. No different lights. I took a look. There's no different lights, just the green and the red ones. The KS0 Ultra is what we're doing right now. Nerd things. I'd love to know more about that. How do we go about remoting into it with the Eclipse software? Love to know more, but let's find out. So, okay. We've booted here. We're going to try this IP address now. All right. So I'm trying to go to 130. It doesn't look like it's doing anything here. Okay, so even though we did that, it's not doing anything. So here's what I want to try. Something else that was recommended to me was, let's go over. Okay, so actually I'll go back here. And we want to do factory reset Ice River KS0. So I wanted to look at factory resetting this with the SD card in place. Yep, we're going to try a hard reset. So the way you do that is when the machine has abnormal conditions, you can restore the factory settings through the button on the machine. After the green light status starts blinking following the power on, about 1 minute, press and hold the power button for 20 seconds. Okay, so we're going to jump over and do that. So we're going to power it up, wait for the green light to start blinking, and then we're going to hold the red button until the red button starts blinking. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to unplug it. Okay, unit, we're going to give it a second, completely power off, lose any power in the capacitors or anything. We'll even hit the reset button just to help drain any capacitors. Okay, all right, so we're going to plug it in and we're waiting for the green light to blink, which says it's about a minute. Does anybody have a link to this 𝐓𝐸 software you're talking about? All right, we're still green right now. I saw Nerd Things had talked about an 𝐓𝐸 software. So we're waiting for the green light to start blinking. And then we're going to hold the red light for 20 seconds. Nothing yet. Should be any time now, I think. So I think I'm remembering this from last stream, that it doesn't even start blinking anymore. I think this literally doesn't go through that normal reset. So I think what we have to do is what we did last time, is that we actually have to power it on holding down the button and then wait for it to flash. Because this normal, I think this costs more like a soft reset or whatever, doesn't work after it's bricked. It never ends up blinking. So I'm giving it, yeah, it's been 2 minutes now. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug it. And what I recall is last time we had to hold down the button and plug it in and wait for it to start flashing. So we're gonna continue doing that. All right, we're waiting. Give me something, give me something. I'm holding down the button. Was powered back, plugged back in. No green, no red right now. Maybe, maybe. All right. I'm not getting any lights to come on. That's a real good sign. All right, there we go. There's our flashing. We're letting go. So we are flashing. We have an SD card in. We're flashing. So, all right. With putty. Okay, with putty. Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah. All right. So let's go over to our screen here. We are now to solid lights. We are not pingable as of now. So what does that mean? So let's give it a minute. Did the IP address change? Let me grab the MAC address here. We can search by MAC, I think. Oh, there it is. Okay, just came up there. Just took a second. Surprisingly. All right, so we're gonna try to refresh. Still nothing. Still nothing. I don't know that the SD card is working as we hoped. but we'll give it a minute. But usually that page comes up. So we'll give it some time. Yeah, not able to log in, unfortunately, yet. Okay. Yeah, so we are doing this. Now, something we can do is, let's load up here. Let's see what this tool, if the tool comes up with anything. So here's the Ice River tool. We're just going to try this again for the 130. Scan. So yeah, though, I don't know if this scans directly, like seeing that the web GUI is available or not. It's not finding anything on 130. Which that's some of our concern there, is that we can't get anything to come on there. Now we could get PuTTY and go that route. We just have, and I can set up SSH with PuTTY, but we need to know like what ports we have to use and things like that. Crypto KJ says takes 3 minutes. All right, we'll give it a few minutes. But yeah, we can get PuTTY and we can install PuTTY. It's just that, yeah. The challenge is do we know the IP address, or do we know the port? Do we know the credentials to get logged into it? You see what I'm saying? Like, I have no issue using PuTTY. The challenge is do we know the what information we need? 4400 or 4100? All right, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I'm on the same network. Hence why we can ping it. All right, I tried 4400, no connection there. It says was refused. Let me get that back up here. So SSH, right? We're looking to do telnet. Sorry, it's hard to see this. We'll do 192.168.86.130. SSH is selected. Now we can do other, and there's telnet, rlogin, sup, or raw, or bare SSH connection. I assume just SSH. Yeah, SSH. Let's try the 4100 first. SSH. It's not asking me for credentials right now. All right, nothing on PuTTY here. Connection refused. Okay. So let's try. And you were saying 8080 in chat. We'll give it a whirl. Right? 8080. We tried 400, 4400. We tried 4100. I don't see a spot to enter credentials because usually you do that after the window comes up. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, see, so there's nothing as of now that will get us connected with with PuTTY at this point. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Who else has ideas? We could ping it. Think of it. We could ping it, but we can't get to it. Like, nothing we could do. Yep. So I am up for whatever you got. Eclipse? I don't know what Eclipse is. You got a link to this Eclipse software? Give me the rundown. Okay. One sec here. Okay. Let's catch up on chat, see what you guys got, what you recommended. Yeah. Take SD card out and do a reset. Try connecting when flashing. Okay, we'll try that. That's right, Kevin. Hey, what's up, Zane? Welcome, welcome. Try port 1534. I mean, we'll try it in putty first before we do it, but I doubt it'll work either. But we'll at least try. It can't hurt, right? Can't hurt. Just send it to you. Yeah. What are you? How are you going to fix it? How are you going to fix it? You know, that's my question. I like it, but I want to be able to document this too, because if there's a way that we can fix this. Yeah, that was refused too. Okay, so let's take out the SD card. Let's unplug it. Maybe the SD card is causing some weird issues now. Maybe we need to unplug that. So SD card is out, and we're plugging it back in. Let's see what it does. Caspa's almost 20 cents. That's awesome. Yes, we have the Ice River tool that shows temps. It doesn't come up. We tried the SD card. It didn't do anything that we know of. We just took it out, though. Oh, thank you very much there for subscribing. Appreciate it. So we're giving it a minute. We're giving it a minute. So it's pingable again now, which is good. It has been pingable, so we, you know, that one is at least off our list. Nothing for our web GUI yet. We'll give it a minute, though. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, like, reflashing it. You know, that's the biggest one, is getting it back to factory. Guys, if you guys are curious and you're just joining, we did talk about at the top of this live stream the steps we took and how it got flashed. It got bricked. We didn't, based off of your feedback, based off of what we saw, we did nothing outside of the instructions that would have caused it. We didn't even get to the overclocked part. We literally just got to the initialize part. We uploaded the new firmware. We selected reboot like it said, and that's when it bricked the unit. So that's as far as we took it. So like if you're like, oh, you did a step wrong. No, we didn't. So yeah. Yep. Oh, you're talking about try the initialize file on the SD card? We could try that. It's not a terrible idea. We might as well, you know, try to Hail Mary the shit out of this here. All right, it's been up here for about a minute. Refreshing that. All right, so... All right, let's delete what was on here. We're going to go to the original firmware. Here it is. We're taking the original INI file. Something to check too is the MAC here. Let's make sure that MAC address matches. Ends in D5. Yep, MAC address matches, which is good. All right, so we're gonna take this initialize. Can't hurt to try this, right? I guess we just need to know what the SD card slot behavior is, you know, like does it actually use it or no? Okay, so that's on there. Just checking the IP address. Nothing there. I did a control F5 for those interested. All right, so let's try again here. See if this does anything. We're gonna try that in original initialize. So we're gonna unplug. Put it in. Yeah, I mean, I think until we can get some instructions on like where to download the Eclipse software, how we log into the unit, I think that's going to be the challenge, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Yep, so I just put it in, so we're going to give it a minute here. Just plugged in. See what we get. Okay, pingable again, which that was awfully quick. I don't know that SD card is doing anything. It seems like it's awfully fast to boot up with this. You know what I mean? So what I may do is boot it with holding that button again. That seemed to be a more prolonged boot. But we'll give this a minute just to be safe, to make sure we're not rushing it here, you know? We'll see what we get. But we're going to keep working at this, guys. Even after today's stream, we only have about 10 minutes left. Because my goal is just to find a solution for other people that run into this, if there's one. You know what I mean? It's an all-time high. Let's take a look here. Let's look. Caspa. 19.7. It's right now at 19.7. What was the all-time high here? 19.76. 19.77. Yeah, so it would be an all-time high right now. Tech, man, you sent me something? Okay, I'll take a look at it. Oh, yeah. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Look at that. Look at that 3 month. Yeah, Tech Man, we'll take a look at it. I'll see what I can find after this. I think is good. Okay, so let's go back here, refresh. We got nothing. So we're gonna go to the top-down view here, and we're gonna try. This is our last Hail Mary for today's stream. As I said, we're gonna continue because I'm not the only one that has run into this bricked problem. You should not be forced to go pay Caspa to have it unbricked, because we did nothing wrong. We followed the steps to a T, and it bricked. So I'm hoping to find a solution that is free, and also does not require someone to log into your home computer, gain access to it, and fix this. That is not a solution. That is a band-aid. And it breaks everything about crypto that we know. No one in your right mind should let anybody remote into your network. You are asking to have your crypto stolen when you give someone access to your computer that you do not know. 100%. I would not do that, and I do not recommend it. That is not a fix. That is a huge vulnerability and a band-aid. Our firmware doesn't work 100% of the time, so we have a band-aid to fix it. As we talked about, we did nothing wrong. The overclock software has two different ones with the T-Swift software. One is paid, which there's no dev fee, and one has a dev fee. All right, we're pingable again. We'll give it a minute. And this will probably be the last attempt for today. We'll see how we do. And then we will redo this again on Tuesday. And we're going to do some more research, take some more recommendations. Thank you, Tech Man, for shooting me a Discord message. I think, I appreciate the additional recommendations to take. I think this is good. Let me see anyone else shot me any Discord. I got a number of Discord messages. Okay. Techman shot me something, so I'll take a closer look at it here. And we'll kind of learn more from that. I don't know, UKE. USB TTL, I'm not positive. The Traveler's Travels, if you go back and watch the video, great thoughts, recommendations. We did the upload of the INIT file. It told us it finished, and it told us it was rebooting. We didn't do anything else. It does the reboot on its own. We don't do anything. So, initialize file, you upload, it says the operation was successful, and then says it would like to reboot, and you click OK, and you don't do anything, and it reboots on its own. That's not something I did. Yep. All right, so it's pingable. Unfortunately, no luck. No luck, folks. No luck. All right, I just unplugged it. Unfortunately, no luck today. We tried. We are going to continue this journey to see what we can figure out. and we'll see what happens for sure. We'll see where things go from here. So we'll hang out here, guys. We'll be live for another 5 minutes. We'll chat with you guys. If you guys have recommendations, I will take them, and we will absolutely try them on a future stream, and we'll see how we make out. You know what I mean? Like, if we can figure it out, great. If we can't, we can't. But this is a good PSA to you guys. As of now, I can't recommend overclocking your unit because I have experience with one unit, and here's the result, right? You have to reboot the router. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's not how this works. But thanks for the recommendation. Let me look at our poll here. We did a poll earlier talking about, so going to show me the results. Did you buy an Ice River KS0 Ultra? 48% of you said yes, 33% said no, and 18% said maybe, thinking about it. So good to know there. A lot of you guys have one, which is great, especially with the number of people that are in chat right now, which I think is awesome. Great interview with Andy yesterday. Thank you. We recorded that back in Mining Disrupt, so it was about a month ago, but glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, we got the IP. Tang, I guess. We have the IP, brother. We know the IP address. That is not in question. We know that the IP is the same. We've unplugged it. We plug it back. It does stops pinging. We plug it back in. It pings. Will you be hitting the 7-figure club this bull run? One can hope. Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people have been successful with the firmware upgrade, and I think that's awesome. But I can only speak to my experience, which we did live, so you guys can go back and watch it. And we kind of followed all the instructions, and we ended up, unfortunately, it bricked even following the instructions. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you're considering yours. Is it will brick, or can brick, should I say. And when it does, as of now, the only advertised fix is to have someone from China, I think it is, get remote access to your computer and to fix it. I don't know all the technicalities behind it, but that's how they do it. So that is all I know. That's not how you fix. Okay, the IP address has not changed. Me rebooting my firewall, how's that going to change the web GUI access? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I will entertain the idea, and I will feel free to do it after the day is done and test that. But yeah. Witness, the clown blaming his lack of networking skills on a miner. Yeah. Witness, I will put that to the test, and I will be the first to say that it worked. But why would that fix an issue with the web GUI loading if it's pingable? We could even try multiple. We've unplugged the unit. We could try a variety of different web browsers. Why would that automatically allow that to work? Explain the technical side to me is what I want to know. Explain the technical side as to why rebooting my home router magically fixes the web GUI no longer loading. That's what I want to know. If it doesn't load in multiple browsers, we've rebooted the unit, it's pingable, it's not attainable through the Ice River software, cannot see it. The Ice River monitor software cannot see it, but somehow rebooting that fixes it. That's what I want to know. Like, let me know, like 100%. You know what? If it works, I will be the first to say, hey, fantastic. But I'd love to know the technical reasoning behind the reboot your firewall or router and it magically works. That's what I want to know. Go Unify? Not a chance in hell. You guys spend way too much money. Way too much money for home networking equipment. But hey, if it's a passion, go for it. I'm using the Google router system with a mesh setup is what we're using. All right, so we will test out. We have two pieces of homework. We will try out the witnesses' thoughts on rebooting the router firewall. The second thing we're going to do is TechMan had sent me over something on Discord that we'll test out. We will take a look at that, and then we're going to circle back, guys, on Tuesday next week, and we're going to reconvene and see how we make out, and we'll see how we go. So if anybody ends up coming up with any really good additional recommendations based off of what we did today. We'll see what happens for sure. You know, we'll kind of go from there. But guys, that's it for today. We have 2 things we're going to try out, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday, and we will continue troubleshooting this bricked KS0. All right, guys, see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.